So we got this message not that long ago from somebody on Facebook that said, don't open up an LLC, it's a scam, it doesn't protect you anyways. That message could not be any more wrong. Hey everybody, it's Alex from BusinessRocket, and today we're going to discuss liability protection for corporations and LLCs. How does it work? How can it be circumvented? And how to use it properly? Now the truth of the matter is, liability protection can be circumvented if the owners of the company don't do something correctly. And it can be circumvented in 3 different ways. 1, you've personally issued a personal guarantee for something, meaning you signed a contract and you said, if my company cannot pay for this, I will personally pay for this bill. In that sense, you've eliminated the liability protection with that vendor. Number 2, you commit negligence or fraud. What that means, you've done something out of the normal scope of business that has caused this problem for this lawsuit to happen or for this debt to happen. And number 3, you misused your company, meaning that the company got suspended, you didn't file your taxes correctly, or you didn't even have a bank account for the business and you were doing personal transactions through your own personal bank account. In that situation, the other party can basically argue that you never actually had an LLC, you never used an LLC because you were operating as a personal self. Now, that's the simple answer, but let's see how this actually applies in the real world. For example, personal guarantees. If you're an existing business, I recommend you go through every single vendor contract that you've signed and see, is there a personal guarantee clause or not? Is the agreement between your company, the LLC or corporation, and the actual vendor? Or is the agreement between you and the vendor? You want to make sure that the agreements are all between the company and the vendor and not you personally. And if that contract has a personal guarantee clause, my recommendation is contact that vendor and get that clause removed. Now, some vendors may say, no, we're going to keep it in there. And it's your business decision to know that and decide, do you want to work with that vendor or not? Maybe you want to work with somebody else. In my experience, you can go to a different vendor and give a different vendor the opportunity to bid on this contract without the personal guarantee clause. And a lot of vendors are going to agree to that because they want to earn your business. Number 2, negligence or fraud. Negligence or fraud is very, very hard to prove. But what is it? What is normal business and what is not normal business? I'll give you guys an example. We had a client who was operating a limousine business and his car got into a serious car accident. It caused about $5 million worth of damage of property and personal damage. Now, is the owner of the company liable or not? The question becomes, was the owner negligible or fraud? Did he commit fraud? In this scenario, the owner did not commit fraud and was not negligent. However, if the other party was able to prove that the driver of the vehicle was not supposed to be on the road because he was too tired, or the vehicle malfunctioned and the owners knew about it and they refused to repair it, things of that nature where the owners did something that is outside of normal circumstances to actually cause this accident. And the third thing is misusing your actual business, which is the most common practice out there. This is where people create LLCs, but they don't operate them correctly. The major example is, number 1, they don't file their taxes or annual reports, the company becomes suspended, they keep operating, and in that sense, the protection is gone. The other problem that people do is they don't actually create a business bank account, and they run the business completely through their personal accounts. In that scenario, the attorney or whoever's suing you is basically going to claim you never actually used the LLC. Look, the transactions are happening from the personal account. Yeah, he says he has an LLC, but he never actually used it. So hopefully this information was helpful. If you have any questions about liability protection, please leave a comment below. We'll get them all answered for you. Visit our website. You can use the coupon code GET20 and get $20 off on registering your LLC or corporation. Thank you so much.